About 3 years ago, I heard that Silver Mount Zion was touring with a tour nanny and a baby. And for some reason, I was very much intrigued. I'm not really sure why at looking back, because I really didn't know the group, but there was something in that combination of rock musician and tour nanny that I found very compelling. And once I started to listen to the music of the group, Silver Mount Zion, I became even more fascinated because here was a band that was very politically engaged, very committed to principles of honest work and engaging with audiences, and at the same time trying to bring a baby on tour. And really that's where the film begins.
How's fatherhood? It's difficult, but it's great. He's on tour with us.
We never considered not touring with Ezra.
He's super happy to be awake at 5 in the morning talking to me, and it's just like, this is great. I can't believe we're on the road with this little jiggly guy.
The thing about Silver Mount Zion, for those people that don't know the band, is that it's a very engaged band that ask a lot of questions about life, about music, about art, and political engagement. And I think when I came to them with this idea of the film, I was very honest. They knew that I wasn't like a fan for years and years. And obviously it's a very scary thing to be approached by a documentary filmmaker who wants access and understanding. And I salute the band for accepting the project and being open to discussing these issues about gender, about work, about demystifying how one makes a living as an artist. And I think perhaps it's because I came with a project that had a political context. And I think Silver Mount Zion is a band that take risks, that sort of is looking outside the box and always trying to figure out how to live in an honest way, how to make music in an unmediated way. And I think I was quite honest in asking to learn about them, that it would be a process where I would learn about their values, their principles. And it was very important for us that we asked and received their feedback, and I think their feedback was very important to the film. I really feel that this film has to be seen as a point of view documentary. It's my point of view on this band at a particular time with a particular vision. As I said before, it's not the whole work of this wonderful band. It's very, very tiny in terms of their whole body of work and their whole principles. I think what's important for the band, my feeling was that the film be honest, that the film try and reach some kind of truthfulness. And I'm sure that because I'm not them, there's a distance between how I see things and how they might represent themselves, which is normal. But what I found was, in terms of the couple, Jessica and Ephraim, and among all the band members, is a desire for honesty and integrity. And I think that they're very courageous to tackle some of these questions, like what are the lives of young parents when it comes to providing economically and sticking to one's aspirations as an artist, being free on the road. All these things are very, very complex, and I think we're used to seeing musicians and artists living on the margins. But now when you think of young people and how everyone is on contract. Everyone's insecure, especially in the arts, and more than that, almost all jobs now are contract jobs. These are universal themes of how do I work? How do I stay true to myself? How am I in a couple? What happens when I have a child? Who's going to give up what they love? How to be a responsible parent? These are all issues that the band members are dealing with. And I think they always say that they are dealing with certain issues, the same issues that their fans experience. And I can tell you they have fans wherever they travel. They have a huge following that admire them and love their bravery. And I think that, you know, that shows up in the film, that shows up in their willingness to look at themselves in this personal yet political way.
So many buses! So many buses!
People stopped selling records and all of a sudden everyone decided to go on the road.
It feels like the last days of vaudeville out there. I'm super worried all the time. I mean, what else would I do? I mean, my resume right now would be as if I just got out of prison.
I don't want things to end. Now I want to bring Ezra everywhere, and I want to go on tour with him. I just want to do it while we can.
But from what I understand, musicians used to be able to count on revenue from selling albums. Makes sense when people sold CDs. Now nobody, you know, who buys a CD anymore? No one. So it's all downloaded music, and maybe it's the big corporations that are making money, but for the musicians, they're receiving pennies, if that. So they have to be on the road selling their music, selling what they do and selling their t-shirts and selling their records. So it is a very different situation. And that's something that I was very interested in. How does gender intersect with those very difficult economic times? Many women grew up, I think, who are now in their 30s with the idea that anything was possible. They could do anything and do it all. But is that still the case? Are we in this post-feminist age where everybody's equal? These are questions that I have. I have 2 grown daughters, so I think I had a self-interest in asking these questions. And really what I want most for this film is that people watch it, they go home and they discuss the film with their lovers, with their wives or husbands or daughters and mothers, and just kind of talk about these things, because I think many of us are experiencing these dilemmas and questions about family and art making, but it's not talked about.
And do you think the film, I mean, do you know what, can you, just to finalize this, to update us a bit about where they are right now, and if the film changed something from their, like, on their own relationship?
Right.
Because it's something, I mean, they...
Right, I know, from what I understand, there are many plans for Silver Mount Zion to continue playing and touring, even while Ephraim and Godspeed continue their touring life. It's certainly not a band that's finished. It's very much in continuation, in process. And I think they're going to take every opportunity that they can to continue their wonderful music and their wonderful experience in the way that they can with a child.